Good evening and welcome to MBN TV. My name is Nadidi Gugu. We begin tonight with the major stories making headlines both locally and internationally. Moving on to the major headlines, stay with us. Greater Accra Minister apologizes over Northern posting remarks. In business, inflation rate for April is 3.4%. On the international front, Trump pauses Hormuz planned 50 hours after he announced it. You can watch us on all our social media platforms at MBN 360. We have the details of these stories and more. Now the news in details. The Greater Accra Regional Minister, Linda Oklo, has issued an apology following public feedback over commitment suggesting that posting to Northern Ghana could be perceived as a form of punishment.
In a press statement issued by the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council, the minister said the remarks, captured in a widely circulated video, were a genuine slip in communication and did not reflect the actual views or the policies governing postings within Ghana's public service. My attention has been drawn to a widely circulated video in which I made remarks suggesting that posting to the northern part of our beloved country should be considered as a form of punishment, she stated. I wish to state without reservation that the comments captured in the video were a genuine slip in communication and do not reflect my considered views. According to the minister, the comments were made while responding to a media question regarding allegations that some technocrats involved in the issuance of development permits without due process are often reposted to nearby districts, allowing such practices to continue. She explained that in the course of her response, she referred to instances where some public officials had been posted to areas far from their normal places of residence, but acknowledged that a choice of words created an unintended impression. Regrettably, my choice of words created the unintended impression that such postings were punitive, she said. Mrs. Oklo offered what she described as an unreserved apology to Ghanaians, particularly people from Ghana's northern regions. I sincerely acknowledge the concerns that this has generated and offer my unreserved apology to all Ghanaians, especially my brothers and sisters in the northern regions, for any misunderstanding, offense, or discomfort caused, she stated. The minister further reaffirmed a commitment to fairness, professionalism, and due process in public administration. She assured the public that all administrative decisions, including staff postings and transfers, would continue to be carried out strictly in accordance with established rules and regulations. Mrs. Oklo also urged the public to consider the matter clarified, reiterating a commitment to serving the people of the Greater Accra region with integrity, fairness, and accountability.
Ghana to pilot continental digital trade corridor with African partners, Opoku Ejiman.
Investment and impact in Africa's fintech ecosystem, she acknowledged the transformation AI has so far driven across key sectors, particularly in health and agriculture. According to her, the impact of AI will cut across biosciences, manufacturing, and financial services, among others, with far-reaching implications for economic growth. Citing projections from the African Development Bank, she stated that AI could represent $1 trillion opportunity for Africa by 2035, driven by increases in gross domestic product (GDP). She further disclosed that even conservative estimates suggest AI could contribute at least $250 billion to Africa's economy within the same period. That impact can be significant. This is a significant opportunity that cannot be missed and certainly cannot be ignored, she added.
The Chief Officer of the Global Finance and Technology Network, Maha El-Dimachki, says responsible development of artificial intelligence could generate up to 40 million jobs globally by 2035 if urgent action is taken.
Speaking at the 3i Africa Summit 2026 on Wednesday, themed Innovation, Investment and Impact in Africa's FinTech Ecosystem, she said, Africa's youthful population and rapidly growing technology adoption place the continent in a strong position to shape the next phase of global digital growth. She noted that emerging markets will play a central role in defining the future of digital development, particularly in areas such as cross-border trade, agriculture, health, education, and public service delivery. According to her, Ghana is committed to ensuring that regional integration efforts are not only discussed at forums in Accra, but also implemented across partner countries. To that end, allow me to announce a concrete step. Ghana will work with Rwanda, Zambia, and other partners to pilot a continental digital trade corridor, she stated. She explained that the pilot project will be implemented, tested, and measured with focus areas including mobile money interoperability, mutual recognition of digital identity for cross-border KYC processes, and harmonized electronic invoicing systems. The initiative, the Vice President stressed, is part of broader effort to deepen digital economic integration and enhance efficiency in trade across Africa.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health Ghana has attributed delays in the opening of the Reja Pediatric Hospital to procurement, regulatory and unsolved despite following protests by residents demanding its immediate operationalism.
The fully furnished 120-bed hospital, completed in early 2025, is expected to serve as a major referral center for pediatric care, easing congestion at existing health facilities and improving outcomes for critically ill children in Wage Agbawe and surrounding communities. On Tuesday, May 3, 2026, residents staged a protest at the premises, calling on the government to immediately commission the facility for use. In a statement issued by the ministry spokesperson, Tony Goodman, the ministry said the hospital, founded by the World Bank and initiated in 2023, was originally scheduled for completion in December 2025, but encountered setbacks after concerns were raised by the funding partner. According to the statement, the World Bank flagged misprocurement, including allegations that some medical equipment costs had been inflated to as much as 11 times their actual price, prompting the institution to withhold settlement of outstanding payments. The ministry said it had taken steps to engage all relevant stakeholders and was prepared to commission the hospital, but the contractor halted the process, insisting that all outstanding issues be resolved before access to the facility could be granted. The Ministry of Health is actively engaging all stakeholders to resolve the matter in the best interest of the public, spokesperson Tony Goodman said in the statement. The ministry acknowledged the importance of the hospital to Ghana's healthcare system, particularly in delivering specialized care for children, and appealed for calm. We wish to assure the public that the Ministry of Health is committed to working assiduously to ensure the full operationalization of the pediatric hospital, the statement said.
Moving on, a key prosecution witness in the trial of former National Signals Bureau Director General Kwabena Edu-Boahene has told the country how large sums of the money were transferred through his account to the Bureau's head of finance.
Mildred Donko, the third prosecution witness during court proceedings on May 5, 2026, stated that funds were transferred into Edu-Boahene's account and subsequently paid to Edith Ruby Opokwa Eduma as a loan allegedly arranged by Advantage Solutions Limited. According to Donko, she was instructed by the first accused, A1, and occasionally by the second accused, A2, to make the transfers to Eduma, which were described as loan disbursements. The instruction mainly came from A1 and sometimes A2. They would say, Omosa Omopa loan, to wit. They said they wanted loan to be given. Donko testified. Donko further explained that She understood the nature of the transactions, prompting her to keep records of all withdrawals made by Edith Ruby Opoku-Agyemang, knowing that if it were a loan, it had to be repaid. I kept records of all withdrawals made to Edith Ruby Opoku-Agyemang. I informed her that this was the reason for keeping those records, and it also formed part of the reconciliation process, she said. Meanwhile, during the proceedings, when asked by the Deputy Attorney General to confirm whether a spreadsheet presented in court matched the record she had kept, the witness answered in the affirmative. Following a response, the document was tendered as evidence by the prosecution. Kwabena Adu-Boahene wife, Angela Ejay Boateng, Mildred Donkor, and their company, Advantage Solutions Limited, has standing trial on multiple counts, including stealing, causing financial loss to the state, and conspiracy. The charge relates to the alleged diversion of 49.1 million Ghana cedis in public funds, purportedly for the procurement of a cyber defense system that investigators claim was never delivered. Donkor, who was initially listed as a co-accused, is now testifying for the prosecution. The prosecution's case is anchored on testimonies from lead investigator Frank Marshall Cromwell, NSB Director of Finance Edith Ruby Opoku-Agyemang, and Frank Anani Dekpe, described as an errand assistant to the accused persons.
Also, 4 candidates writing the 2026 Basic Education Certificate Examination have been caught engaging in examination malpractice at the Accra Girls Senior High School Examination Center.
The incident involved 2 separate cases, with one pair identified as twins. Head of the Ghana National Office of the West African Examination Council, WAEC, Rosamond Wilson, in an interview with Channel 1 on May 2026, confirmed that developments and said investigations are ongoing. She explained that the twins exchanged their answer booklets during the exam, while another pair swapped question papers that already had answers written in them. There were 4 students, 2 of them were twins, and they exchanged their answer booklets, and one was writing for the other. And then the other pair exchanged their question papers, and in their question papers, they've written solutions to some of the questions in them. So we will take it up and do further investigations, she said. She added that sanctions will be applied if the candidates are found guilty, and the assumptions will be that if they are found culpable, that particular subject that they were involved in will be cancelled, she stated. WAEC says it will continue its investigations into the matter and ensure that the appropriate action is taken.
We'll go for a break. We'll be back with business news. Stay with us.
So there's some local fast. Papa, me again. Let's go, Yale. Me quite remember who hear me. Me and sent my friend doctor when I'm crossing over. See what we saw any. She has malaria. Hey, malaria. Oh, what they say what the router. Me copy the absence. A drone a friend router mixer. Yeah, come on, let it draw. And running so Gap trap and the draw abaso body acid. Wabo Ruta mixture abaso. Ruta natural products and one Ruta mixture. Yeah, you could see a treat. Ruta tonic and the Ruta life for a who a feeling like the bunny, a feeling per diem. NASA support the immune system. Ruta de Obiasia, FDA, and the drinking crap to your two.
In business, the president of the Safety, Health, Environmental and Quality Professionals Association of Ghana, Ekria Ejiwa Bintuo Amu, is calling on businesses to place greater emphasis on workers' mental health and psychosocial safety alongside physical workplace protections. Speaking at the World Health and Safety Conference 2026 in Accra, she said businesses, regulators, and health and safety practitioners must go beyond physical safety and pay more attention to workers' mental well-being and overall safety. We should not focus only on the physical safety, but also pay particular attention to psychosocial or mental health as it affects employees at our workplaces, she said. She highlighted the association's plan to organize smaller sessions for business leaders, especially general managers in the mining sector and mine support providers, to ensure they buy into proposed workplace health and safety policies. Also, she noted that the association will use technical committee meetings and other platforms to deepen awareness and share knowledge on health and safety. The two-day conference is being held in partnership with the Ghana Chamber of Mines and the Inspectorate Division of the Minerals Commission, sponsored by Ramold Newmount, Anglo Gold Ashanti, Kibi Goldfields, and many others. This year's conference, she said, follows directions of the International Labour Organization's team, which places more emphasis on mental health and psychosocial well-being at work, adding that it will move beyond decisions and drive practical action in workplaces. This year's conference places greater attention on the softer side of workplace health and safety. Last year's conference focused on the use of technology in managing workplace health and safety, which has since led to the adoption of innovations such as collision avoidance and fatigue detection. In industries such as mining, she also said Chief Operating Officer, Ghana Chamber of Mines, Ahmed Dasana, in an interview with the media and the event, said employee well-being is critical to productivity and profitability in the mining sector. Without employees, you cannot produce anything. A safe employee is a productive mine, he said. He urged mining firms to continue investing in employee training, capacity building, and health and safety programs to ensure they are equipped to work safely and efficiently. He added that although health and safety in mining is heavily regulated, companies must go beyond compliance and adopt proactive, possible mining practices. Ghana's inflation rate rose slightly to 3.4% in April 2026, according to a new data released by the Ghana Statistical Service. This marks a 0.2 percentage point increase from the 3.2% recorded in March. Government statistician Dr. Alassane Idrisu explained that the rise was largely driven by non-food inflation, particularly housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels. The affirmation accounted for more than 37% of the overall figure. In April 2026, the Consumer Price Index stood at 367.3, up from 258.6 in April 2025. This translates into a year-on-year inflation rate of 3.4%. In CPO terms, prices are 3.4% higher than they were a year ago, he said. On a monthly basis, inflation was 1%, meaning prices increased by 1% between March and April 2026, he stated. Dr. Idrisu noted that while inflation has risen slightly compared to March, it is still significantly lower than the 21.2% recorded in April 2025. It marks a sharp drop of 17.8 percentage points year on year. He cautioned, however, that the country is beginning to witness a gradual upward trend, even though overall inflation remains relatively low. We'll go for a break. We'll be back with sports news. Stay with us. In the world of sports, head coach of the Ghana national football team, Carlos Queiroz, has announced a 23-match squad for this month's international friendly against Mexico. The squad is composed of star players from the domestic league and European leagues who are closely monitored by coach Carlos Queiroz, as well as U23 players who will soon represent Ghana in the upcoming Olympic Game qualifiers. Notable names include Majid Azumiru, Felix Afenajan, Razak Simpson, and Birmingham City Ibrahim's Osman. Azumiru returns to action after a long spell on the sidelines due to muscle injuries that limited his appearance at both club and national level. Also in the team is Felix Afenajan, whose last appearance for Ghana was in May last year when he featured against Trinidad and Tobago in the Unity Cup in London. Barcelona BS Abdul Aziz Issa, Ebenezer Annan of AS Saint Etienne, Ibrahim Osman of Birmingham City, and Paul Riverson of Ajax FC have also been included in the squad. Midfielder Salim Adams, one of the key players for Ghana Premier League leaders, Medema SC, lists the group of home-based players. Others at Hearts of Lions, Ebenezer Aban, Ebenezer Ade of Dreams FC, and Nations FC captain Razak Simpson. Ghana will travel Mexico for the international friendly on Friday, May 22nd, 2026.
Entertainment is up next. Let's stay with us.
And he asked them, when he sent them, do you lack anything? And they said, we lack nothing. I pray that this will be your story. As you live for God and you work for God and you support God's work, you will look back and say, I have lacked nothing in my life. We want to thank God and thank God again that Friday is a night of prayer, prophetic night, healing night, the word of God night, and worship night. Every Friday in Maranatha Power Ministries. And I'm inviting you, beloved, if we don't realize the warfare we are in, the devil will defeat you as a child of God. And the most strangest things and unfortunate things in the church today is good believers who are weak. You are good, but you are weak spiritually. God wants you to be strong because he says in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10, he says, finally my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. You see, there are certain battles you cannot win in the day. This Friday and every Friday, I'm inviting you to Maranatha Power Ministries for breakthrough night, signs and wonders night, prophetic night, healing night, deliverance night, and salvation night. Let me see you this Friday. If you want more direction, the telephone numbers on the screen. Please call. And also, you can watch me on MBN TV every time we are having service. And also watch me and be with me on all the social media platforms you will see on the screen. Remember this, Jesus prayed in the night. Even the Son of Man prayed all night. It's our time. God bless.
In the world of entertainment, Ghanaian Afrobeat star Kidi has officially confirmed that he is no longer signed to Lynx Entertainment, marking the end of a successful partnership that helped him shape the rise of the music industry. Speaking during a TikTok live session with blogger Code Mickey, the Lomolomo hitmaker revealed that he has already parted ways with the label and is currently operating as an independent artist. According to Kiddy, his transition away from Lynx Entertainment happened around the period he released Genetic, his collaboration with Olive the Boy and Kojo Black. He explained that the song marked his exit phase from the label after years of working together. During the Lomolomo days, I was there. Gymnastics was my exit, Kiddy confirmed. During the conversation, Code Mickey noted that many people often believe artists struggle to produce hit songs after leaving Lynx Entertainment, a label known for grooming some of Ghana's biggest music stars. However, Kiddy appears determined to prove doubters wrong. The singer recently released Signature, a collaboration with Lastmid, and the song has already been gaining strong attention from music lovers. There is a perception in the system that when the artist leaves Lynx, they struggle to get hits back. Your case is different. Signature is currently one of the hit songs in the country, he stated. Kiddy's departure from Lynx Entertainment marks the end of a successful chapter that saw him raise into one of the Ghana's biggest Afrobeat exports, delivering several chart-topping hits and award-winning projects under the label.
On the international front, U.S. President Donald Trump has paused a military-led operation to escort stranded merchant vessels through the Strait of Hormuz just 50 hours after it was announced.
Trump declared on Sunday that Project Freedom would begin the next morning in an attempt to unblock the crucial waterway which Iran has effectively closed since the start of the U.S.-Israel war with Iran. Iran's straits to ships using straits, through which some 20% of the world's oil and gas flows, has led to large increase in the oil price and fears for the global economy. But 50 hours later, the president posted that the mission was being put on hold for a short period of time. His decisions came on the same day his defense secretary had declared the U.S. was leading with strength, clarity, and purpose for the benefit of the entire world. BBC Verified has put together a timeline of what happened during the 2 days of Project Freedom.
This is the 6 p.m. news. Let's take a look at the major headlines.
Greater Accra Minister apologizes over Northern posting remarks. In business, inflation rate for April is 3.4%. On the international front, Trump pauses Hormuz planned 50 hours after he announced it.
My name is Naadede Gogu. See you same time tomorrow. Have a very good evening.